All right, hello, wine-drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday, and it's always nice to see our friends from Germany and Dr. Burklin Wolf, which we did a lot of events with Burklin Wolf in the past, and these guys have been kicked around from one distributor to the next. These German producers get no respect. It is amazing. This producer has been around since the 16th century, and Germany has got some of the oldest, well, some of the longest-running wineries in the history of the world. There's some of them that are like 800 years old. It was a very small property. The Burklins owned it, and then, of course, through marriage to a wolf, it became Burklin Wolf, and then that was around 1875, and that's the Wolf part of the family. The woman had a lot of vineyards, really expanded the size of this property to where it is today. This wine, the first one was a Riesling, the Burklin estate, and they're all organically farmed. It's all estate juice here. They don't buy any fruit. This wine is made in stainless, a very fresh style, a very new style of Riesling. 7 grams of residual sugar still, because, you know, in Germany it's very cold, and, you know, they need that sugar to balance out the acid. You really don't notice it. This wine finishes bone dry. So this wine's got a lovely fresh bouquet of green apple, lime citrus, pretty floral notes, and a little bit of that slate-like minerality you get from Germany. This is from the Pfalz, and bright and fresh on the palate with that lemon zest and tongue-tingly minerality through the finish. A very good little estate bottle Riesling, drier style, and at 2150. These guys don't make any sweet-style wines other than a little Trockenbeerenauslese and Beerenauslese wines we have here, and ice wines from 2002, and it may take us another 10 years to sell the rest of these, but I've invited our friends back from Burklin Wolf to do another event. We opened these wines up when they were released, and they are stunning, and I think I drank most of the bottles since then at various events, and these sweet wines will last forever, so I'm not worried about selling them. The next wine, the Wachenheimer Reichenberg Pfalz, you know, that's probably the German wines. Who the hell knows how to pronounce these damn wines but the German people? And to make it further confusing, they're changing the laws. And Burklin Wolf has been a leader in, you know, trying to get these vineyards designated Premier Cru and Grand Cru, or Grossgewächs, which is actually now recognized by the government. But this is a wine that has PC on the bottle here, this Wachenheimer wine. And there's no such thing as Premier Cru in Germany, all right? Well, the producer thinks their vineyards are Premier Cru, and these are outstanding wines, and there probably should be, but to this day, still not a Premier Cru designation in Germany. So these guys have created it for their own wines, and like I said, deservingly so, because these wines are among the best dry Rieslings that you will find. Hey, the sweet wines are among some of the best sweet wines in the world that you'll find. 98, 99-point rated wines. This 2002 vintage. Outstanding, as was 2010. This wine is aged in old traditional barrels, which means old oak, very large, and whole bunch pressed. Longer ripening process with this wine. You know, that's how the wines used to be categorized, by how much sugar was in the grapes when they picked them. Cabernet, Spätlese, Auslese, Trockenbeerenauslese, and, you know, today, these new Grand Cru designations doesn't recognize wines that are made with these old classifications. So, you know, are you confused? I was more confused getting back from Germany than before I left. So let's just wait until they get everything down on paper, and the Germans have got divine laws straight before we start studying German wine. But nonetheless, Dr. Burklin Wolf, an outstanding producer. This vineyard here is a monopole, and outstanding richness on the nose here. You get peach and apricot fruit, delicious apple, pretty floral notes, some honey in there, a note of petrol, mineral highlights, lovely concentration here in the bouquet, and intensely focused on the tongue with lovely richness, concentrated fruit, notes of that honey showing through, and that distinct minerality through the end on this wine. Excellent juice at 37.50. You could probably keep this wine for 20 years. Some of the longest lived wines on earth from Germany in the white category. All right, that's what we had to drink with our friends from Dr. Burklin Wolf. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.